Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. We're here again for some more Hoya shenanigans.
Hooray.
The usually scheduled time of shenaniganing.
Hoya ridiculousness.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Glad you could all join us. We're ready for some fun times.
It would be helpful if I put plants in the store, probably.
And lots of plants. Oh, yeah. No hat today. Look at this.
Yeah.
I have a ridiculous ponytail back here. So, hello. Welcome.
Yeah, I think we've reached that point where your hair is getting too long for the hat again.
It's super annoying to try and manage underneath the hat. So,
Hello.
yeah, it's at that stage where it's like too long to wear a hat very well, but also too long or too short to get into a ponytail very effectively. And I'm still not at the top bun status yet. So it's been a very difficult time. Last time I grew my hair out, it was just the top.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I was able to put it into a ponytail.
Hair or not. You might have cut it just before we started doing Palm Street.
I think I did, actually.
He has great hair. Yeah, it's ridiculous how good hair this man gets.
It's ridiculous. It's too much.
It's these long, luscious locks.
Pay to have it thinned.
Do you know how much people would pay for that kind of hair?
I could make wigs. I would tell you I could make 3 with just this one head of hair. It's just, it's overbearing is what it is.
Our kids were lucky enough to get all his hair, so good for them. So
yeah,
but we're not selling hair. We're not selling hats. We're selling Hoyas.
True that. Lots of good stuff today. A few things we haven't had in a while. A few things we've had for a while.
And the weather is finally on our side.
Yes. We're finally going to be comfortable to ship. It's one of those times where we can celebrate that it's not going to be too horrible. So the light at the end of the tunnel is near. I feel like we're going to have a few breaks in this bitter coldness that we've been experiencing. And I feel like that's really it's put a damper on us. I know we've been feeling it. I know you guys probably have too. But it's just that time of year where it's like, man, this has just seemed like it's dragged out quite a bit. It's been cold for a long time. We had like 17 or 18 days in a row with snow. And so it's been an awful lot to get through. I'm glad that it looks like we're on the good side of it now. So fingers crossed that continues that trend and we'll be back in normal temperatures. This polar vortex business, I didn't sign up for that. I don't want to live in the polar region. That's why we live down here. It's nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets cool, even cold. But this polar cold that's a whole nother level, man. And I'm not into it. Definitely not into it. So again, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. We've brought out some really cool plants today. And I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Yeah.
If you see something you gotta have.
Says the Michigander.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But let me start by showing you a couple of things on this new tray. I think you're gonna really like. A couple familiar oldies, a couple of good solid earners over here. I feel like this one is always one of our favorites. This is a particularly beefy specimen, but as you can see, this Pubicalyx Black Dragon, it's absolutely stunning. Those new leaves have that chocolate brown color. I just love that. The splash on that gorgeous chocolate brown, and then as the leaves mature and get to full size and full hardness, they harden off, they turn to that gorgeous green. Really stunning. This is an easy grower, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, next we go from splashy Pubicalyx to silver Pubicalyx. We have a silver ghost. Absolutely stunning. These leaves get so big and beautiful. That gorgeous silver is it's one of my favorites, I think. Honestly, like we've had Pubicalyx splash since the beginning of our Hoya collecting. We've loved them. They're such beautiful plants.
The second Hoya we ever bought.
Such easy growers, and they're just so beautiful. And one of the first we bought was Curtisi,
which was
extremely difficult. And I had to buy like 4 of them before I could make one survive. Yeah. It was a real challenge. And so to buy a Pubicalyx splash was just like total paradigm shift. I was like, wow, this is an easy plant that's so beautiful and so satisfying. And at the time, silver and silver splash was really quite costly. This one was one that was very affordable, but was absolutely stunning. So it was just an easy one to love. Then when this one came along, I feel like it kind of took the cake. That pink silver is just absolutely stunning and very reliable. The leaves have upsized quite a bit on the mother plant as you cut off. I like to cut off the vine as it starts to get overgrown. I give it a little haircut. No big deal. We trim our bushes. Why not trim our Hoyas as well? Just for the sake of trimming it back and keeping a neat, tidy pot. But what happened was the leaves grew back and they were absolutely massive. And so I learned that that's called rejuvenation. And it's one of my favorite ideas with Hoyas is that you can get the leaves to grow even larger by just trimming them back a little. So to me, that's brilliant because I already have a lot of space issues with my Hoya collection. And so to be able to make them smaller, but then grow larger in the leaf size, that kind of works for me actually. So very interesting, very cool. And it doesn't always work, but it's often worked. And I think that's very fascinating to watch when that does happen. So I enjoy it. All right, here's one we haven't had in a while. This is an RB Dick. Absolutely gorgeous. Great splashy leaves. They kind of remind me of like a stretched viola in a way.
Yeah.
But they have like really, really pretty splash. And they sun stress really nicely. Really, really gorgeous veins. It's a really pretty plant. RB Dick is gorgeous.
It's easy to grow.
There are times where I've had a lot of these. Some would even say a whole box of Dicks. But right now I only have a handful of Dicks. And honestly, they're fantastic. So if you can get your hands on a Dick, grab one today.
Terrible.
Right? Miss Annie Lynn agrees.
Ridiculous.
See? Everybody knows. Get your hands on one today.
I didn't put the over 18 warning on this one, on this live show, FYI.
Sorry, everyone.
I'm not a mature adult.
Right? Nor am I. Nor am I. Okay, this is a really great one. This is an SMS wildflower. As you can see, these gorgeous large leaves. We don't know the lineage on this.
No,
but
it's not,
I suspect Carnosa and Pubicalyx. If you look at the leaf shape, that's what it's giving the vibes of. Definitely very gorgeous, but super big and wonky. It's got that Carnosa stretch vibe to it, and I just think they're so beautiful. The splash is really nice contrast against those gorgeous, rich, elongated leaves. So SMS Wildflower, definitely a really good one.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think we've that she knows the lineage on that one. We've looked into
it. Sometimes you just don't know, but you know it's really nice plant.
There's not that many Hoyas just hanging out outside together.
Yeah.
They're bound to cross.
To me, I think that there's a certain amount of levity you put on knowing. Donate?
You can come join us over on the Palm Street app.
Yeah, come see us on Palm Street app. And prices are forthcoming, and you can come shop the selection. You may not be
able to see over on YouTube all the commentary that's happening here.
Yeah, if you're out of the country, we may have some restrictions on whether or not we can ship you a plant. But you can definitely watch and see. But yeah.
And we're happy to talk with you about Hoya questions if you have them.
Join us, ask questions. You can still obviously ask from YouTube as well.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you can see all of the other people's comments from YouTube. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit more easy to participate in the conversation if you're on Palm Street. But this is another favorite of ours. This is an MB1497. Absolutely stunning. These get these really nice, beautiful red margins, gorgeous splash, and then they've got that really nice pillowy shape. This is a stunner. I don't know. I kind of like that it has a little bit of the light green or what you might consider chlorosis kind of splashed around in the leaf. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah, it's a very orderly little plant, isn't it?
Yeah, I love them.
It's nice.
It's so pretty. I can't wait to see it grow out and flower for us. I've not flowered our mother plant yet, but isn't that so pretty? The margins really pop, and like I said, the more light you give it, I imagine this is going to get some really gorgeous sun stress on it too. So I'm a big fan. It's just an easy grower and really, really pretty. Okay, next. Let's see. This one already sold, but I can go ahead and show you. I do have a couple more of these if anyone else is interested. This is an Obscura outer variegated. This one did sell, but I have some more roughly the same size.
This is a particularly pretty one.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got really good color, and it's a nice size plant too. Yeah. Often you'll find these just 1 or 2 nodes, just a small little plant, but isn't it so pretty? Mm-hmm. Ours, being cut, it started growing massive leaves again. Another one of those situations where I couldn't get over how large they actually did end up getting. So it's a fun one to watch that because it roots so vigorously. And it grows fast. So you don't have to worry if you trim it back a little that it won't regrow for you. It's very robust in regrowing. So it's a very enjoyable one. Obscura is, I don't know, I feel like we have a few varieties and they're all great performers. They just want to be a happy plant.
Makes a good hybrid too.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of hybrids that have Obscura in it and they do well.
That one that we got from the Plant Queen.
Yeah, it's really
Mayra
pretty.
sent us an Obscura open pollinated that has really
I think there's another one
leaves.
In the shop already.
Yes, I do have some more. There is one in the shop. I also have some others if there's other.
I don't think we brought it in, but the picture is there in that listing if you want to look at it. If you want to see it in person, I can make Caleb go get it for you.
Yeah, it's highly underrated. It comes in under the radar with just a simple initial and but it's a really pretty plant. So definitely one that don't sleep on because that one is going to be one of your favorites in your collection.
This is one of my favorites because
obviously there's so many opportunities for a favorite.
I don't think we've cut Stardust in a long time.
I know I don't have any ready, but yeah.
We can put it on our list.
I'll put it on the list for sure. It's just one of those sleepers. Do a round of
carnosas. We haven't cut any carnosas in a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute. I actually did cut UPT No ID carnosa variety.
Oh, okay.
And I did cut.
Hi, welcome back.
I think I cut another kind of carnosa too.
Nice.
So there's a few of them that are in the mix, but I have to do some repotting. Actually, I have a pretty full roster of replanting that we need to do around here.
We will do that live tomorrow.
A bunch of new restarts. So there may be a new video coming out about that.
No,
we generally sell full rooted plants. I feel more comfortable with them doing well for you guys, that they are already growing for us and successful, and then we put them on the market. So it does take a little more time. I understand that can be a little frustrating, and it is a little bit more expensive. I understand that can also be frustrating for some people. However, for what we've decided to do, I feel like it's the best way to make sure you have a successful plant that represents what we're trying to do here.
And it's actively growing when you receive it. Got to wait for it to root to start pushing off a lot of beautiful growth. And
I'm a very patient man. I don't list them until they're actually showing that growth because I don't want you to receive it and have to wait for a long time. Or sometimes I have cuttings that are here that don't ever take off, and I don't want you to receive that and then have that represent us. So I wait till they grow, and then we let them sell because I feel like that represents us in the best way. But I know there's a lot of other people that like to sell cuttings, and yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we want it to be a no-fuss situation. You get it, you set it where you want it, and you just get to enjoy it.
And in most of the cases, most of these plants, they'll live almost their whole life right in this cup. They don't even need to be transplanted into another cup. Now, I'm planning on shooting some content here pretty shortly on some of our other plants that do need to be a little bit upsized or up-potted. Do we have a picture?
Is your Stardust here or is it at Mom's?
Let me see. I think I have one out there.
I thought it went to Mom's. I thought it was on the far shelf at Mom's, but
it's not a huge one. Let me go and see what it's looking like. It might be thirsty right now. I'm not even sure where it's at in this process, but it's not one that's front of mind.
Carnosas tend to get pushed to the back because they're so reliable.
Yeah.
And you can let them go a little bit longer in between attention.
Let me go see. If it looks terrible, be forewarned. I might not want to show it. Okay, so just so you know, I'm human, and I may have some plants that are not
watered,
not presentable.
Do you have the photo of the flower? I thought I had it on Instagram here.
Oh, I think I do.
I thought I did, but I can't seem to come across it right away.
Do we still need another MB, or was that one satisfactory?
I think that second one sold. Oh, that's okay. I got you now. This is Hoya Love Affair. Ooh, there it is, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yep.
Hoya Love Affair. This one is beautiful. This is a really fast grower. These plants.
What was I going to look for?
The Stardust.
Stardust. That's the one. Sorry, short attention span.
Yeah, these plants just they root quickly. They vine fast. They put out multiple leaves from one node, which makes a nice full plant. But then it has just an absolutely stunning flower, and it flowers very early. This thing flowers for us multiple times a year. It has this beautiful like peachy pink with these gorgeous dark red centers. It's a nice, good size umbel. You can't miss it when it's flowering. I don't remember it having any particularly strong scent. I have to ask Caleb, but it's flowers for us all the time. So if you're looking for a good Hoya species to add to your collection that will be pretty resilient, even though it looks like a thin leaf, like a pretty waxy leaf, they're not one that is going to lose water very quickly or that's going to get too temperamental on you at all. Next one is another big leaf friend, but it was too pretty to pass up when I was walking in the tray, so I made him add it. This is Hoya, species Germany. Absolutely stunning. I mean, look at the size of those leaves. Make sure I put the right one up. Our mother plant is huge. Our mother plant is one of the oldest plants that we have in our collection, and it just is a beast. And she just grows these just very veiny, glossy leaves, puts out these really gorgeous growth points every time. In brighter light, it gets a little bit chlorotic, a little more of the yellow-green, and darker, you'll get a much richer dark green with decent splash on it. But you'll lose like a little bit of the vein, like texture to it. Whereas in the lighter green, you'll see a lot more of the veinage.
All right, just disclaimer.
This one's a little bit chlorotic now too.
I'm not proud. This is where the Stardust is at right now. It is thirsty, like incredibly thirsty. But as you can see, I mean, this may have skipped 2 watering days, and it's still perfectly fine, perfectly alive. It's a little bit chlorotic. This actually grew last summer, so this is outside growth. But it's it's not a particularly splashy cultivar of the Stardust. I've seen a lot better looking Stardust than ours.
It's another one. I think the Black Dragon is a pubicalix.
Yeah.
So that the Stardust is a carnosa. So they are a little bit different. This is the Black Dragon. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but the Black Dragon has like a longer leaf.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long leaf for a carnosa. The Stardust doesn't get that rich color when it's putting out new growth. That's a pubicalix thing generally. Yeah. Pubicalix is a lot faster in growing. Not faster to flower though.
Yeah, I think a tie on the flowering.
No,
but definitely pubicalix is a much quicker grower. The carnosa it's fairly quick. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it's not slow by any means. Just pubicalix. Sometimes you have to beat it back with a stick. It's growing so fast.
Yeah, I do often. Like I said, sometimes I just cut it just to keep it manageable and to allow it to grow bigger leaves. But sometimes it's more than I need to take for cuttings. It's just I need to cut it to make the plant smaller. So it's just like a bush indoors. Trimming. Yeah, exactly. All right, here's another favorite of ours. This is a micro dwarf. Adorable little leaves. Kind of remind me of a Nicholsoni, but shrunken down. Super tiny. They've got like little cute veins. They sun stress really nicely. They get like a cute little red, and no one has flowered this one yet. So join us in trying to be the first. Whoever's growing it successfully is in the race. And I feel like it does really well in our soil. It's definitely one of those little ones that it's got the cutest little leaves. They grow very easily. And as long as it stays hydrated, it does really, really well. It's on that roller coaster of when it's planted in soil that's too loose, too chunky. Sometimes it's really tricky to keep it happy. And so Yeah, it does have a little bit of that characteristic, like an Omavada.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great one. It's such a pretty little leaf. I really enjoy it. And again, it's more durable than it looks like it is. It's a very thin stem, very thin leaf, but it's a cool one to grow. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've long said that I think it is in Dischidia. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna bloom and tell us all to Dischidia, but who knows? We'll see.
it's quite possible. It's quite possible. It definitely has that um, Oyantha or the watermelon vibe to it a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, so who knows? It's got a real vibe. I think they're very cool, and if you can keep Dischidias happy, I believe that this one is definitely within your wheelhouse. So there are some, I wouldn't say complaints, but reports that it is a little bit on the fussier side. I'm still growing the mother plant in the original pot that it came in, and it's not been too fussy for me. Now, it is a little bit dramatic, and if I let it go dry, it does tell me right away that it's thirsty, but it's always sprung right back.
Yeah.
It's never been a problem. It's never died back on me. It's always just popped right back after it was thirsty and got a drink. So I've not found it to be that particularly fussy. I've only heard those reports, but for me, it's been doing pretty well. Okay. Another favorite, Carnosa Wilbur Graves. Absolutely gorgeous. This thing has got a little bit of pink on the leaves, but they've got a really great shape to them. Really nice structure. And yeah, they've upsized quite a bit. Since we got this plant, the leaves were roughly an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in length and very narrow, almost half inch in width. They've pretty much doubled in both dimensions. So definitely very cool. And I don't know, I just think it's such a cool, it has such a presence. It definitely has that like blue silver color to it. And then that pink on top, it's just so pretty. It's like icing on a cake.
Yeah, I feel like that one should be mint flavored.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that. Like mint birthday cake frosting of some kind or something. I don't know. Like
Maybe, yeah.
It's got a real thing about it. All right, here's another great one. Let me show you. You guys are going to fall all over this one. It's so pretty. This is Decianthia Splash. Look at those gorgeous splashy leaves. Oh my. So pretty. An absolutely gorgeous specimen. Again, these leaves, as I've cut off the vines and regrown, they've also doubled in size. So it's just so pretty. The flowers are really nice
The
on
mother
it.
plant, for
It's
reference.
so gorgeous. Yeah, that's a favorite of ours.
We flowered it for the first time this past summer. That was our first time flowering it. It was just so cute.
It's a favorite by surprise. I had no idea that was going to be such a pretty plant when we got it.
Yeah.
Because the leaves were small and they were splashy, like speckly splashy. And I'm like, okay, that kind of reminds me of maybe a AH001 Vietnam or something like that.
Yeah.
The speckly splash on it is very pretty. But this is just, the larger the leaves got, the more the splash got, super intense. It's just, it's such a pretty plant.
And I think it likes the lower light.
Yeah.
Like it seems to really do well.
Low to medium. Yeah. So it doesn't require your highest light spot to perform really beautifully. So I think it's a really easy crowd pleaser. This is another really great one. Again, a lower light specimen that doesn't require the super bright light, but it is super stunning and it's just a easy crowd pleaser. You can see near the base of those leaves is a peduncle growing and 4 leaves on this Colonel Meekins. Absolutely stunning. Pillowy leaves with fuzzy backs, and it's very striking.
I missed this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we hold that up. I'll make a listing for it.
Isn't that gorgeous? The most spectacular Colonel Meekins you ever did see.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of a sucker for the fuzzy leaves. It definitely appeals to me. And that one has that really nice velvety back to it. And they're just so easy to grow. And the flowers are beautiful and forthcoming. That you don't have to wait forever for them. So I just think there's a lot to love about that Hoya. And like, why not, right? Did you show this one already?
No.
This is one of my faves. I just took the mother plant outside. We had it in here for a few days. I was really enjoying looking at it. This is a Paterwally seedling selection. Look at that gorgeous splash. That's why I love this one, is it just keeps giving. Similar to the Bahoy, each leaf seems to be outdoing the last and getting more and more splash. I just think they're so pretty. What can I say? Patterwally knows how to select them.
Yeah, I think this one represents well that this plant, it can have non-splashy leaves and then put out some of the prettiest leaves you've ever seen.
Yeah, the genetics
it really
are there.
Can go back and forth, so don't be disappointed if you purchase one and you're like, it's not as splashy as I thought.
Yeah.
From us or from anybody else, it's one that generally will still give you a really good color.
Yeah, just wait, and then it'll bring that heat on the next leaf. Did you showed this one already?
I did show Love Affair, yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
What else? I think. Oh, last one on this tray is this one here. This is another Patterwally, and I have to say, maybe my favorite. This is a seedling selection. Or no, this is a 077. Yeah. Patterwally 077. Look at that leaf. I mean, it's like Starry Night with a dark margin.
Beautiful purple margins on it.
Absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, the range on it is quite remarkable also. Mm-hmm. So you get these like candy speckled leaves that look sort of purplish, and it reminds me a bit of Serene.
Yeah. I think Serene is part cross of this, isn't it?
It could be.
I think it is. I'm not positive on that. But
they have a similar vibe. I store them side by side because they're just so just remarkable and striking. Yeah, that's it.
This was one of the mother plant leaves.
Isn't that amazing?
Let's see, try again.
So pretty.
Not gonna work.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Party. Yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah, anything that has green and purple and silver on it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have.
It's easy to love that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have another new plant here today. This one, this one comes and goes in the collection, but we have a couple mother plants. They just don't grow fast, so we don't keep them in stock that long. This is an AH027 or species elephant, absolutely massive.
Yeah, like this whole leaf is
nearly the size of Nicole's face. And then, as you can see, we have some new growth here, also very beautiful, giant and pillowy. So grapevine, several nodes, massive leaves. That's why the elephant is great. It's a terrific plant. I can't get enough of it. The more leaves.
What's your secret? All of hers eat the new leaves on the elephant.
Consistent watering. You want to make sure they stay when they're growing a new leaf. You want to make sure they don't dry out in between, because I've often had that happen too. If they do get a dry spell in between, they will blast the new leaf, because if it's not stable and can't fill up the new leaf and get it fully pumped up and hardened off, it will just make a decision not to waste any energy on it. If it's slightly dehydrated during that time, it just decides to let go. So unfortunately, those leaves that are big and massive like that, you have to be very consistent through that time when it's taking to fill up and water. The water is filling and hydrating that leaf. You don't want to let it go dry. Even if it tends to go dry for the normal schedule, you just kind of want to just
cut it a day or two early.
Well, just fudge it a little bit, but just don't let it get as dry as you might normally. Self-watering. That's tricky. Water chemistry is super important with self-watering. So if your chemistry swings at all, I say, keep on a really regular schedule. Dump out your reservoir and restock with freshly mixed water. And you'll have a good, stable chemistry. And sometimes, a drop or two of clear res is a good idea when you're using those type of semi-hydro setups. That's very helpful to have some of that clear res on hand. Clear res is a I know, right? It's a product you can buy at your hydro store, your grow store, or on Amazon. Yeah. You can also make your own. You can buy a pool shocker, and then you just mix a gallon of water with 1 gram of pool shocker.
Yeah, there'd not be a test. Yeah, he's fond of subtly springing tests on you.
Sorry, guys. It's that stuff, that clear res can be quite expensive. And that's why the alternative is helpful, I think, I hope, because you can make a lot of product for $5 as opposed to going and buying it for, it's like $30 a gallon or something. It's not cheap. But you can mix a gallon with a gram of this pool shocker. You buy a whole envelope of pool shocker. You could make 40 gallons of this stuff for $5.
I think we bought a package of pool shocker in. No, we only grow Hoyas.
Unfortunately, yeah. All of our philodendrons are just for recreation. I do have some recreational philodendrons, thematophiles, monsteras. Yeah. I couldn't resist letting go of them. But when we shifted over to selling only Hoyas, it's hard to look back, you know. But McDowell is a gorgeous philodendron. I hope you find it.
We need to show everybody that. What is that? The Majestic in our bedroom? I think it's ridiculous.
That is. I'll show it if you want. I'll show it right now.
Every time I turn around,
I'm proud of it. It's such a beauty.
It's a beautiful plant. I'm just like, it clearly isn't going to fit in our bedroom a whole lot longer.
It doesn't get its fair day, does it?
No. It doesn't get shown up there very much. Hoya verstigi. It's hard to look back, right? No. I like growing philodendrons, and we do love our other plants. You know, the calatheas and alocasias, all those things are a lot of ficus around here. They're a lot of fun to grow, but they're just a different type of growing. But yeah, this is just sitting on our dresser for reference.
And it never gets in the way at all.
So
let me step back so you can see the size of this thing.
He's just as good at growing other plants as he is as Hoyas, and it's ridiculous how big these things can get.
Look at how beautiful and velvety that leaf is.
Stunning.
I mean, I love philodendrons. They just aren't profitable.
The problem is he's good at growing them. He's good at growing them big, and then they just take over everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me started on my ficus collection.
Yeah, we have a ficus we have to replant that you've chopped off.
Ficus chores. Yes. Oh, it's so tempting for a cat. It would just be just irresistible.
Okay, I'll have to show you.
Isn't it ridiculous? Like, ficus are so infectious. You think you're only going to have one, and then you end up with multiples.
Caleb, for years, swore he hated ficuses, but he kept bringing home ficuses.
Honestly, my secrets are I use my soil, and then I just treat them like they're a cactus. I they don't get any special, like, crazy special treatment. And like this Altisma back here is actually a birthday gift for my, or a Christmas present for my brother-in-law. I told him I'd give it to him, and then I haven't yet.
Surprise! Caleb hoarded a plant.
I have full intentions of bringing it over to him. It's just I have to heat up my van, and I have to make sure that he's going to be there before I load it all up and carry it over.
That's something I'm going to have to film, is the traveling of the ficus.
Yeah.
The sisterhood of the traveling ficus plant.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't fit under the floorboards. Exactly. So, no, I don't know. I've become enamored with the variety. It's just like with Hoyas, there's so many cool ficus that you're like, that's a ficus?
No but ficuses are trees.
Yeah.
You can't fit trees
in your house. It's hard to collect trees. It is hard to collect trees. I do need some bigger floorboards. Okay, this is another favorite of ours. This is a Hoya. This is verstigi. Beautiful undulate margins and the most amazing velvety fuzzy backs. These are amazing. The flowers are stunning.
Caleb, who does it anyway? Exactly.
I mean, if
Very
I can,
true.
Who can? No, yeah, I consider myself, I'm very blessed to have been able to collect so many ridiculous plants that shouldn't be in a home. But yeah, I forced
let alone our home, which is 1,100 square feet.
We have a very tiny house with a very, very limited living space, and yet I managed to keep this enormous deliciosa in here. So there's not a normal amount of space.
Did your shake put out that leaf yet? No, not yet.
Oh, that's a red Anderson.
The red Anderson, I mean. Yeah.
I broke off that one.
Nuts.
It keeps doing the Cinderella stepsister in the shoe, where it curls up the leaf and won't come out. Yeah.
Yeah. Hoyas don't do that.
No, they really don't.
Pretty rarely.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you get one of these elephants that one side of the leaf doesn't develop
or get stuck in the cup,
and it just makes a spiral or something.
Yeah.
But very often they find their way and they do their thing. But with philodendrons, yeah, they get stuck and then you have troubles. But anyhow, that's a different creature. Okay, we have verticillata splash. This is another favorite of ours. They get really great dark margins and gorgeous splash. They have that sort of lacanosa ab vibe going on the leaf surface. There's great vein texture, but that really nice heart shape and a somewhat thin leaf. This is a really great verticillata variety. I find that there's a trade-off between the dark margins and then it gets a different look when you put it in the really bright light. What light? They're just under a regular shelf light. It's a 70 watt, 65 watt free licked, it's called. Not as pronounced. I have to do a lot of sit-ups to get my abs to come out.
No.
It's the worst. I hate it. No, but honestly, I think what it is just
nice.
A lot of fertilizer, and like it's a pretty thirsty plant. So
I think the addition of our very dry atmosphere helps them get that really hard cuticle, which makes those abs seem more pronounced.
Yeah.
That's just my scientific guess, but
there is a big difference between the air temperature or the humidity out there.
Go with subquintus. Yeah, that's awesome though that L. Holton's subquint has got 2 peduncles on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. When it does start to flower for you, it's really quite pretty. And it's a big, chunky flower, so that's fun. I like watching those go, you know. Our outer variegated, when it flowers, it's like that plant is so weird and awkward. And even after I just gave it a major trim, hint, hint, there's some in the prop box, it just wants to tip over. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, great.
You think I know how to pronounce any of this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, we're all doing our best.
The trick is to say it with confidence.
That's right.
And then no one questions you.
That's right. Just don't look back.
Be like, well, prove I'm wrong.
Prove I'm wrong. You say it different? Well, how come you know you're right? When you say it like that, people are like, well, am I right? I don't even know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one. Okay, here's another great one. This is what is this one? Guy Louis. Yes. Jeez, it escaped me for a minute there.
You're too distracted by all your laughing.
That's what it was. The Achi Gaia Louis has got that great ab texture also.
We like to call it the feather plant.
It does have those. It's almost like the Calathea pattern has that feathery vibe. I think that's so cool.
Not the Calathea. What's the other one? Tenanthes.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a Tenanthe to me. With the pinstripe.
Catherine. I used to have a Tenanthe and I named it Catherine.
This is before we met Catherine. That was
before I met Catherine.
Yeah, let's be very clear.
And so, like, I felt like the personality of this particular plant, it's got to be a Catherine, right?
That attitude.
But that's funny. I've since met some great Catherines.
It thought it was a philodendron. It was giant, as we just described. This thing was this big around. It was huge.
Yeah.
This freaking
and growing in our house, of course, because you know that's what you do when you're living in Michigan.
I wonder if I have pictures of that plant. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah. It just, like, for some reason, that plant just had a vibe.
It was the only.
There are very few plants that I choose to name.
That you grew. The rest of them were mine. That was the only one that you're like, this one's mine.
Well, I had that Mosaica as well.
Oh, that's right. It was growing in the Monstera.
That was absolutely gigantic as well. When it was on its own, it was its own giant. That thing, I had a Mosaica that I was responsible for, and it got to be 14 inches.
What is that Walliana picture I've been looking for?
Ooh, that is so pretty. I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
I'm regrowing that at the moment. But yeah, there's a Memoria right next to it. Or no, that's the Black Dragon. Boy, oh boy.
Old times. Sorry, we've gone off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
So this used to be our living room before we painted it, and that was the Walliana in the center.
See, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I've grown some really pretty plants. I've killed some plants too. Let's be fair. Both sides of the coin here. But I've grown some really pretty plants. And sometimes in our plant memories, I'm just like, oh, I forgot how pretty that thing was. Holy smokes. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You have a bunch at your house. It happens, right? They start making their way into your collection, and then you're like, I think I need a couple more. But yeah, I just...
Yeah, I enjoy scrolling back through all the photos and the plants that we've had at different times.
Yeah, it's been an evolution, let's say, because we've definitely had a lot of really interesting off-species stuff too. But just the Hoyas and the terrarium plants, and that was a good Lepesia.
Yeah, this was terrarium days.
Yeah.
What do you got for your mohi?
The mohis.
Oh no, you have Mayumi for Sunday, right? You don't have
I do have Mayumi.
Yeah, we don't have mohi. I was thinking it was mohi, but it's not. It's Mayumi.
Sorry.
We're waiting for that one to vine out.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I have you on the list though, Annie.
I may have one or two of those in the prop box actually.
Really? I thought you couldn't cut it again yet. That's the one over at Mom's?
It is over at Mom's.
Yeah.
But I think I brought some home. Let me have to check on that. I may have some in the prop box already.
6 to 24 business months.
Yeah, you know how that goes. 6 to 24, Just a very strict schedule. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the tricky part about requesting is like I can do my best, but it's always going to take way longer than it seems like it should.
Yeah, it's 6 to 24 business months of cutting it, and then it's 3 months of Nicole talking you out of it.
Yeah.
Ready to leap on it.
Followed by a month of me trying to hoard it, and hiding it in the floorboards and all that.
All right, what are we doing? Selling plants.
Okay, we have Latifolia Queensy, another great one, beautiful grower. Latifolia is
exactly
highly reliable and super pretty.
That's why we switched to Hoyas, because you can really easily convince yourself that you can fit another Hoya.
Yeah, right. It's definitely one of those things. It's easy to get to that level and not even realize.
700. You counted?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Oh, I'm afraid to count.
I stopped counting around 300. I think I just now I have a hard time.
I was like, well, if you say anything over 300, you sound a little bit nuts. Sorry. So we just stopped counting, so we didn't have to tell people.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that's an intense inventory to have to go through.
Yeah.
Nicole wishes I would do something like that.
God, I would.
He's like, if you just keep the light plants on the same tray, I'd be happy with that.
This theory of like.
One day I'm going to show you guys that that's actually how I grow them.
It isn't.
But then I cherry pick them from those trays and put them on the for sale tray, so they all end up mixed up.
Batty.
But they never start that way.
Like,
I always have all the ones that are
all
on
of the Colonel Meekins on one tray. He's like, well, I got one over here, and I got one over here, and I got 3 over there. Do you have any idea how hard this is to count?
They start that way. They all start on the
I think it's part of your method of hiding them.
It works, too. Very effective, let me tell you.
Not even the doubles. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, see,
that is fantastic.
That's quite a collection to keep up with. That's for sure.
What you need to do is make yourself into a good Excel spreadsheet, then publish that as like the template for people who are also Hoya insane.
Yeah,
make yourself a couple dollars that way.
Checklist. Do you have these?
Yeah, exactly. There's at least 25. Yeah. I mean, over 25. What's the point in counting?
Yeah, for sure. That's at a certain point. That's where I said, okay,
I'll count when insurance is like, you know what, we're going to cover those. They'll be like, I'll tell you how many are here.
100%. If it was covered by insurance.
Yeah, 300 is where we stopped to.
Even if they said 300 times each plant was only worth $50, I would say that is worth counting.
Yeah.
But at this point, insurance wouldn't cover a single shred of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like,
that's the only time I think I would make myself count. I know the species that we have owned or own now. I have a good list of that. So I could go off of that, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything is inside.
At a point we were there, and it just got to be too much inside. We had to move it out. But now I'm at the whims of, if the garage goes down and we lose heat out there for some reason in the middle of winter.
Don't say it out loud.
I mean, that would be a massive loss.
If the garage went down, we'd be suddenly moving a lot of plants to Mom's house in one day.
Yeah, as long as we found out in time. If that was down and we didn't
have
know it,
good thermostat
and all of a sudden,
there.
like, holy smokes, like the temperature's 40 degrees out there and
right?
dropping.
I think you could sell that spreadsheet for a couple bucks each and people would pay.
Right?
And then they can just go down the list. I don't have that one. I need that one.
That one
I
exists.
have that one.
And I now know it, and now I must own it. Right?
We do.
Sometimes that's kind of how it ends up.
He's just forgetting that.
Yeah, no, there is a thermostat, obviously, and it is online. And I do have parameters set that if it does ever lose power or something, that it holds no less than 45 degrees or something like that. And so it'll send me alerts and stuff. But still, it's a little nerve-wracking that you're so susceptible and that if something did happen, you'd have to respond immediately or lose. Like, I don't even want to think about how much is in there. You know, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, it doesn't, I mean, weather alone, it doesn't save you, right? Like, we're at risk of that here, but, you know, look at all the people in Florida right now that are struggling because they didn't think that was an issue they have to deal with.
Sure.
And then suddenly they have a really cold year, and there's a lot of growers that are really affected down south, unfortunately.
At least here from the start, we knew.
We know it's a risk, we're prepared for the risk, but, you know.
Yeah, you can only put so many redundancies into your system before you just have to be there and make it happen, but...
The sun will come back. Plants will grow again.
That's a tricky one. Greenhouses are very, very cool, but that's a difficult balance to find. And oftentimes I've found a lot of people are using computer controls and environmental thermostats and humidifier.
Yeah, I remember when Texas got hit a few years ago. They took a hard hit, freeze.
Yeah.
It would be hot here in Texas. Yeah, I think it's...
Ventilation is key. A lot of times what you can do is you can get a temperature activated ventilation for your louvers. So you can get computer controls that actually, once it reaches a temperature, they open up the louvers and they kick on the fan. So you're getting fresh air through there, and then you're not cooking your plants, because that steam is dangerous to Hoyas. You can cook a whole greenhouse full of plants and all of a sudden they're 110 degrees in there.
Is it humid in Texas? Is it the humidity high like it is down in
the Gulf?
Alabama
it is.
Stuff?
In the Gulf, I think it's pretty humid. In the middle of Texas, it's pretty deserty.
Not where you're at? Okay.
But yeah.
I think that's probably to your benefit.
Trapping some humidity in that environment might be perfect. But it's like in the South, when they have a greenhouse, ventilation is clutch because you cannot have that much trapped humidity and heat, or your plants get too hot and they cook.
Oh my gosh. First year she's in New Mexico. Didn't realize that, threw everything in the greenhouse and lost all of it. Ouch. Oh, no. How heartbreaking.
Yeah, that can be very frustrating. I think the impression is that greenhouses are life-supporting for all plants and that they'll just thrive in there. But what you don't realize is that amplifies some of those environmental circumstances. And if it's getting full sun and greenhouse effect, it's a compound effect that can be devastating to a plant.
Our first cloner. When we first bought our very first cloning machine that we've shown you guys, it was a pretty significant investment for us at that time for a brand new business. And it
was, let's face it, experimental at the time. It was for growing Hoyas.
Yeah, and we were cutting a lot of our personal plants to try to make this into a growing business, and the water got too warm, and we scorched a lot of cuttings. I remember feeling just sick at the amount of plants that we lost. Yeah.
And that was a lot of time that it took us to grow those cuttings out, and then we cut them, and we're just starting as a young company, so we had very few plants in our collection, and we took a pretty big cut and then lost it all. It was very frustrating. We learned a lot of lessons getting those things set up and getting them properly chilled and properly chemistry oriented and getting everything situated so that they were happy and healthy and producing good roots.
Hoyas are so resilient. It's easy to forget that you have to give them certain parameters and that outside of that, they can be very unhappy.
Yeah, so we learned a few hard lessons there. Definitely had some interesting learning curve struggles there. And but getting a handle on that, it really helped. And now that we've got it under control, it definitely helps a lot. It's almost all of our plants start that way, and it gives them a really good, healthy start that I'm having a difficult time getting in any other technique. Every single time I've tried a different technique, we get a few roots, we get some roots to grow, but it's not the same as the aeroponic technique that we've been using. You get nice, thick, bushy roots that, I mean, you guys have seen them when we do our pot up videos. Those roots are pretty huge. And for that to be going into soil at that point, a lot of them could have gone much sooner into soil, but having them develop to that stage in the hydroponic cloner, you don't have a lot of loss there because of the type of roots you're growing, because of the way that I have that set up. There is a dry out time, and that allows for those roots to grow as if they were in soil. So you're not growing water roots on these plants, you're growing actual roots that are accustomed to being wet and then also drying off and being dry. That's really important because healthy roots have to survive both of those circumstances and the transition in between. Now, with the aeroponics, it happens all in 20 minutes, whereas in soil, maybe 7 days for this cup of soil to dry out, and that cycle is just prolonged by that duration. But in the propagator, that's happening every 20 minutes, and that allows for those roots to go through that same process, but it's a rapid, more accelerated version of that same situation where the roots are dry to wet, they can take up the moisture, and then they dry off in between. So it definitely has made a huge impact for us. And once we learned how to use it, it's not turnkey, because, you know, it was an investment in the machine, and then we had to make an investment in a chiller in order to make it work properly. So there was some experimental testing and figuring out in between there, and then we found out that this was the one that we needed to buy and make it work and plumb it in, and then that's worked great. So
All right, back on track.
Back to plants. Plants grown with hydroponic cloner. But yes, very beautiful. This is what is this? This is a Mount Remu, a very beautiful latifolia type with gorgeous pillowy leaves. Nice long, sort of spear, pointy. It's got a real nice vibe. I feel like these have got that sort of almost sinister where they've got that dark color and the nice long pointy shape to them. Kind of dig it. But yeah, more pillowy than a standard latifolia, I would say. A lot of times latifolias have those
broad leaves,
like the broad leaves with a little bit more of a vein definition running down the leaf, whereas this is more smooth, but still very beautiful. And I'm interested to see how that grows and flowers. Okay, next we have Comengiana outer variegated, another favorite of ours. These have been very easy growers and super cute. Little leaves, small vines, but really great fast growth of these cute little leaves. Okay, next we have another latifolia that we really love around here. This is an MRH. Absolutely gorgeous, really nice chunky splash on these leaves. It's super stunning. Don't be put off by some of the leaves not having as much splash. It's got quite a variety of presentations, but definitely some really, really pretty splash on some of the leaves. Again, not all of them have it, but it doesn't mean that they won't continue on. Okay, next we have Sigillatus intervariegated. Really, really beautiful. You can see that gorgeous pink color. This has got some, like, that doesn't even really look real, right? Like, the pink, the splash, the purple, it just looks all kinds of not plant-like.
Yeah, it looks like a toddler took a marker to it.
Yeah. Really, really interesting, but again, very beautiful. The variegation on this has been a lot more consistent for us than outer variegated, which for us, we've had, I think, 3 of them.
3 outer variegated you've tried now?
3 outer variegated have all reverted. So it's just a different kind of a thing. It's been very reliable. All of the plants that we cut, all of them are producing variegated leaves now. So a lot more reliable than its sibling, let's just say. Okay, we have the beautiful Elliptica Splash. Super gorgeous, somewhat slim Elliptica leaves. That gorgeous vein pattern on there, but with this gorgeous, beautiful splash.
It's really pretty blush.
Yeah. Yeah, this one more so than the regular elliptica. This has got that splash that turns extra pink. But yeah, just a really pretty, easy grower. And the flowers are really pretty on this one too. Okay, last but not least on this tray, we have this gorgeous Silver Obscura. Easy growing, very fast, and very beautiful. They've got like a very sugar-coated looking silver on them. It's hard to describe exactly, but it just looks like it's got powdered sugar on it or something, like sugar.
Yeah, the sugar crystals from the cookies at the grocery store.
Yeah, I could see that. It's very pretty. Easy growing though, very fast, and very beautiful. Silver Obscura. Those of you who saw our show last week, we ended up getting a Cryptic Chrome finally. And so now we can finally compare the two and yeah, see which one we like the best. See which one grows the best. But I haven't cut the Cryptic Chrome yet.
No.
Maybe this week.
Did you cut the latifolia? Oh, we should do that on camera.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Yeah, we got some nice plants ready for the chopping block. So maybe we'll have to do a little video on that. Show you guys the chop. Yeah, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Stay tuned, y'all. Might be something interesting.
I think we'll be on tomorrow at some point for just fun stuff, chores and whatnot.
Yeah, I do have a few things that need to be done around here. So maybe we'll do a little pop on for a video somewhere, somehow. Keep your ears to the ground. We're not sure exactly where we'll do it, but yeah. Could happen. Okay, we have Incurvula pelta. Absolutely gorgeous outer variegated leaves on this cute little shovel-shaped leaf. I just think they're adorable. Got a real cute vibe. And that new leaf comes in with a nice little pink and then hardens off to that beautiful white variegation. Some of them have had a little bit more variegation. I think this is probably the most that I've seen. That's a really pretty leaf. It's just like a little stripe of green down the middle. But most of them have this really nice, consistent margin around the leaf. And it's really pretty when that first comes in and it's got that little pink hue to it. Super cute. And again, very easy growing. This also has a really cute flower. Yeah. Very easy growing and very rewarding.
They're pretty to trail down the side.
Yeah. And they flower pretty easily on a small plant. I had one that flowered right in the prop box. So they don't require a very large plant to give you nice flowers. All right. Last but not least, we have this beautiful tray here. I'll show you this obovata inner variegated. Large and in charge, big, beautiful leaves. As you can see, really great color. Inner variegated obovata. Excuse me. Another beautiful micro dwarf. As you can see, really great sun stress on those leaves. Fast growing, beautiful, nice little vine there. Micro dwarf, like I said, it's been one of those ones that we didn't realize how much we would like it until we had it. So it's a cute little leaf, which I always enjoyed, but it's very durable. So definitely not what I expected when I thought we were getting into a plant that was going to be a lot more fussy and a little harder to manage. So it's been really good and I enjoy it. Very pretty. Okay, next we have species Caleb. Nice elongated. For just a lot of looking vibe to it. It's got some really nice veins, but this also, I've seen a few of them get a little bit of some sun stress. So more so than the Nicole, this one has given us a little bit of some sun stress under our light. So I really enjoy them. I think they're really cool. And it's kind of fun to have a plant named after
I know,
you.
isn't she sweet?
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I wouldn't have named it for myself, but I think it's very sweet that Catherine named him after us. So we're very honored, very pleased to have plants that bear our names. It's very cute. Okay, next we have Potsy. Gorgeous, splashy leaves with great shape. great texture, and just, I mean, they got a great shine to them. So really, really pretty. Some of these leaves are really outdoing themselves. We sold one last week that had the most amazing chunky splash. So really, really nice. I really enjoy them, and they're very easy to grow. Okay, next, look at this beauty. This is another one of those. This is a Bar Gumpala SS003. This is one of those leaves that looks like it could cut you. It's like, appears to be sharp on the edge. It's got really nice thin margins on the leaf, slightly undulate, but really, really gorgeous. Beautiful purple midribs. Stunning. You can see it's got a new growth there. But yeah, just a pretty nice splash, great veins, that feathery Achi type of vibe. Super hot. I really like these guys. All right, next we have Buntokensis. We grew a new leaf since last week. So you can see that new leaf there on top. They have a really interesting
they're always weird
propensity. They do some weird stuff, yeah. Super wonky. These two leaves here are the original propagation leaves, right? And then this one was the first new leaf, and now this is the second new leaf. Very different, all three. So who knows with this guy, although it's got a real vibe. This is from the Indonesian cultivar that we grow. Very, very beautiful. Really nice purple on the backside of the leaves.
Do you have a mother plant here?
I do.
Yeah.
It's like
tangled,
really wonky. I can bring it in. I don't think it's too tangled, but it's super wonky.
Weird plant. It just does weird things.
It's a battle axe. It's got some
a very undulata-like flowers. They're
I'll bring in both of them.
And spidery.
Yeah, I have two.
Undulata verstigi flower. What else does he have on here while he goes through this? This is a beautiful sun stressor. Has a very different look because it's unlike a lot of the Hoyas we've shown you so far today. It's more of a matte Hoya. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. This is erythrostema. It gets a beautiful sun stress under pretty low light, but has more of a matte finish to it. Very splashy still. It binds really well. So easy to trellis because it's got a nice, thin, flexible trellis. Fills it in really quickly. But I just like the color that it gets. Nice dark color to it.
Okay. So this is the mother plant from that one. And it is, like I said,
the Buntokensis.
Huh?
This is the Buntokensis.
Both are.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is the Buntokensis mother plant of that one that I just showed you. And as you can see, super wonky, super crazy. Some of these leaves are a little bit chlorotic because they grew outside. So this is a pretty old plant. We've had this for a long time. This is another one. This one we got from Thailand, I believe, right? From that order?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so this one's already got, it's got a flower on the top there. It's already bloomed a few times, but
they're not open yet.
Yeah, they're not quite open yet. But these ones, they get some pretty big flowers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I really enjoy that about it. But it's got, this one has a more narrow leaf. And I would even say maybe a little more ordered.
More wavy.
These ones are super wonky and wavy.
I think this is a leaf that's very affected by the light.
Yeah.
You know, you get the much broader, flatter leaves in highlight and much more wavy, curly leaves in the lower light.
Yeah, and it's also one of those plants that wants to grow a domatia. So it wants to have multiple plants at a single node. And so it can grow somewhat awkwardly, let's say. Sometimes it makes it difficult to put a trellis in the pot because there's so many leaves at the base of the plant before it wants to start growing up. It grows out first. And so like sometimes you have to just put a stake in there and loop it and tie it around like I've done with that one. It's kind of sometimes the best way to work it, but it's a great plant, very beautiful. Just it's got its own quirks is all. So you have to know that it likes to do its own thing. Like an undulata, they want to grow up to 10, 12 leaves at a single node sometimes.
This is the buntokensis
Yeah.
that we have available today.
But they're very interesting, and they have that kind of a deeply satisfying, to me, jungle vibe, like a undulata or a matrata.
With the erythrostema, that was the other one with color that I showed you.
This one?
It's also beautiful. Yeah, I showed it to them, but
that's a great one. Erythrostema. Actually, our mother plant of this is on the fence out there and needs to be cut back pretty
it's so fast growing.
It grows like crazy, but it also flowers really well too. So it's just.
I didn't show you something.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Okay. This is an EPC 774, right?
Yep.
Yeah. This one has that green splash. So it's got really great, large, Finlaysone-like leaves with that great, broad look, great veins. But then that splash on there is nice and chunky and not quite silver, but green. It's super pretty. Easy growing. This one grew out for us really fast, and it was up the wall and flowering before we even knew it. First, it grew on the fence. I cut it off the fence, and then I put it on the shelf after giving it a pretty drastic haircut. And then it grew up the back side of the shelf, up the power cords, and into the light, and then flowered again for me. So it's just been one of those overperformers that I just think is such a pretty one. It's got these nice dark leaves, slightly fuzzy on the backs, and that splash is something else. Super pretty.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that, Trust. We never want you to be disappointed with something you buy from us. So we don't offer grower's choice very often. When we do, we try to make sure they're always very similar plants to each other in size and color and stuff like that. So
I would never want you guys to be disappointed with the plant you received from us. So if you see us offering grower's choice, the picture you see is usually the smallest one. Or, it's definitely all three look the same or something like that. I try to make sure that you guys, it's not overrepresented what we're selling. I want to make sure that, if anything, you guys are surprised how big and beautiful the plant is when it arrives. So that it is something I'm reluctant to do, and I would only do if I was like, okay, someone's not going to mind when they open the box and they're like, this is the one you chose for me? This is gorgeous. I'm so happy to have this. And then I'm like, okay, then I'll do it. If you're going to be disappointed, I would rather not send it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're never disappointed when you get a UPT plant because it's always larger than the picture.
Exactly. And I think there's something to that. Like, that should be the standard, right? Like, that we strive to achieve. All right, this is a great one. This is Ricardo. It's a great plant, but besides that, this is actually a pretty good specimen. A lot of times they end up stretched out pretty hard, like they grow a long vine before they start leafing up. This one's got quite a few new leaves already on a small plant. So I really enjoy this. It's got these large round leaves similar to Obovata, but they got a little more character, a little more personality. And then as they start adding up to more of a sizable plant, it really turns into something extra. These leaves sort of shingle over each other just because of gravity. They sort of hang down, and as you trellis it up, it turns into really quite a spectacular plant. That's kind of why I have an affinity for the large leaf plants, is they have a real vibe to them, and as you grow them out, it might not be as convincing with a few leaves in a cup like this, but once it turns into a full plant, then it's really quite satisfying to have that to your credit. So definitely a good one. I really enjoy the Ricardo. All right, now we go from large leaf to tiny leaf. We have Kenyaca Mariana, adorable little wavy margins, fast and easy growth, adorable fragrant flowers. There's not a lot not to love about this. If you like the small leafed Hoyas, the cascading vines. This also, it's not so crazy growing that you couldn't trellis it, train it up on a small wire trellis or something, but it is just a really beautiful and easy grower that I was surprised how durable it was for how thin the leaves look or are. It's a very durable plant, though. It doesn't require you to fuss over it, and if it misses a watering day, it's not going to be the end of the world. So I think that's a really enduring quality in a plant. I have a lot of plants that are quite fussy, and it's nice to have a few that can toe the line and they'll be fine. You
I mean,
know,
it's make or break around here. You want to survive, you better be able to be hardy.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta put the plants to the test. I don't want to send it out to you if it's going to be that fussy, so I'll give it the test, and if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make the shelf. It doesn't make the market for me. So there's a lot of plants I choose not to sell that people ask for us often. But if I can't grow the best one that you're going to find, I just rather stay out of that market and let you find it someplace else. I'm not your only Hoya seller. I'm not trying to be the only person you buy from. But I want to be the best Hoya seller that you buy from. I want to have the best plants you buy.
Thanks, Annie.
So,
I think it's important for other people in similar environments to have that option.
yeah. I think in our condition, this soil works really well for us. We have a pretty tough condition to grow tropical plants in. Like it's hot, it's dry here in the winters, and we have limited sun in the winters. So there's a lot of things you have to accommodate. This 851 is accommodating very nicely. Absolutely stunning. Verticillata heart-shaped variety that I just can't get enough of. I was unaware of this. This was not on my radar. Catherine sent us one, and she's like, "You love your verticillata so much, you should try this one." Gray and white on a green stem. Like the fuzziness, you mean?
Can you send me a picture? Is that what the price on that? I don't have that one.
I think these were at 45 for the 851s. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by the gray and white. I know that some of the stems tend to be a little bit more woody as they get more mature. Sometimes they start out green and then they start turning a little more hardened, and it's almost like a bark that they accumulate. Sometimes they have like a fuzzy vine and it's like almost velvety, and that sort of looks a little silvery or green or gray, maybe even a little white. The new species New Guinea comes to mind, where the stem is very green, but it's also very fuzzy on the outside, and so it almost looks silvery when you look at it. But it's a mechanism that the plant has for absorbing ambient humidity, basically. If the plant is in morning dew, it can accumulate water on that fuzz and wick it in through the surface of the plant and get a foliar feeding, basically, or a foliar
Hi, Carly.
moisturization, if you will. So,
I mean, like a green stem has kind of a grayish patch on it.
I'm not sure. Is it right near the soil line or something? Sometimes I have a little bit of like a mineral buildup on my stems, like where I water, if the water floods up on the stem and then perks down.
Thank you. Send us a pic.
I appreciate it. Maybe we can get to the bottom of it. Like I said, I don't claim to know it all, but I'll definitely tell you anything I do know.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, not at all.
We like chatting.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one of those gorgeous Paterwally seedling selections. Yeah, just stunning, easy to grow, and very beautiful. All right. Griffithy dark, small specimen of that. Very beautiful.
What's the difference between Cognac and Mariana and Enduensis?
They are very similar looking. I don't know 100% what the Enduensis' flower looks like. There may be a difference there. Oftentimes, though, species will end up being reassigned and end up the same family, but that's definitely very different. Yeah, oh yeah. That reminds me of like an orange Waymania.
Yeah, this flower. Is Enduensis' flower. Cognac and Mariana. Oh, I think I have that one.
Cognac and Mariana reminded me of a large Pneuma Mallarioides flower. Mm-hmm. So it had like those real nice pink centers and white outers, but it was a little bit larger than the Pneuma Mallarioides flower.
Yeah. This is Cognac and Mariana's flower.
Super cute. Also very fragrant, but very different.
But is Enduensis a little bit like it's not as firm of a leaf as the Cognac and Mariana? I feel like it's a little bit softer. Am I wrong on that?
I can't say definitively. I don't think we've actually grown Enduensis to flower, but actually I don't remember us growing it at all.
We did, yeah.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's just maturity on the stem. I've seen that before. I don't think it's harmful. This 851 seems to do that sometimes. You'll see sometimes some blotches and splashes of it.
Yeah.
But I think that's what that is that's just hardening off to a bark. I think that's just because at the base of it, you can see how it's more fully brown or more fully gray. I think that as this vine matures, it goes from the green to the almost fully like woody gray type of a look. So I think that may be what you're looking at. But yeah, it's not a. I don't think that's if it is what we're talking about, then that's not harmful at all. It's just a process it's going through to be mature. It will root differently. I found that more mature stems tend to root better, and then until they're really old, like if they're ancient stems on a old mother plant, sometimes they don't really want to push new roots very easily, and sometimes those when you go to reroot those, you'll have a hard time with it. But that middle part where it's beginning to turn woody, I feel is a sweet spot. When I cut fully green stems, they tend to be a little bit more susceptible, a little bit more fragile. And so if you give the plant a little more time and it gets that mature stem, that might be, in my experience, a little bit more resisting to water damage or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes, the plant you get a plant and it's doing okay, but then when you regrow roots, it does tremendous. So I'm an advocate for don't get too precious on the roots you bought, but make a cut and grow your own roots and see if you can make it grow better.
Would would cakey paste work well in those more mature stems? I mean, we don't tend to use it because we don't need to, but if you had like a really old mother stem, is that a situation you would try that in?
Well, my understanding of cakey paste and the way it works is it's an auxin booster, or a way to trick the plant into believing that there's been an auxin redistribution. So it would tend to grow another growth point rather than roots.
Okay.
So if you're going to try and encourage root growth, you could use a rooting hormone. Again, I generally don't bother with it, but if you're really struggling to get like roots to grow,
like a very mature stem that you don't have a lot of hope in, and maybe that's a time to try that.
That would be one I would try that.
Rooting hormone?
Or even, sometimes you can just lightly scratch the surface of the root, and that scratch of the stem might encourage new growth because you've broken through that bark layer a little bit. You want to be really careful with that, and you want to do a very shallow scratch and with a clean instrument. It is highly experimental, and let's face it, we're talking about a plant that's on the brink here that you might be trying to save from the very edge of demise. But other than that, I would say, try and keep your stems intact, try and keep your cuttings, your plants healthy before you cut them, and then once you start rooting on them, you want to stay at it, because if you lose the roots you had, that stem only has so much juice to produce more roots before it runs out of energy altogether. And if it doesn't have roots and leaves, it's not a plant yet. It has to sustain growth. It has to have both of those things to keep going. And if it's lacking, you can have a struggle there.
I wish plants came with a health bar, like in video games. And you can see, like, there's this much health left in this plant.
And also what's eating it, like what's wrong, and then how much energy, how much time or energy your plant has left. Yeah, I think that would be beneficial. But I think sometimes you can look at it, you could say, oh man, that plant looks pretty tired and looks pretty shriveled. And I think that it's on the ropes now. That's the last thing I want to do is try and take a cutting from that plant. But if I can make it healthier and then take a cutting and then try and see what's going on in those roots that made it in that condition in the first place. So it's hard to say. Like the best thing to do is sometimes very different for one plant or another.
Thanks, Annie. Yeah. I just want to, then you can have like some sort of little drop that and the little bar goes up.
Oh, wouldn't that be
That'd
nice?
be delightful.
Ah,
if it was that easy.
Yeah, it would. We'd all be millionaires. We'd all be very successful with beautiful plant collections.
Yeah.
And we'd all be millionaires.
I'm just full of ideas today.
You are.
I decided this morning, like, why don't we have sliding doors on our house, like automatic doors? We were carrying in the groceries.
Yeah.
There should be a door like the grocery store that
would be
recognizes your face and just goes,
I got
gets out of the way.
I got that door for you.
I'm going to invent that.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Okay, folks, this is the last plant of the day. Sorry to end on such a anticlimactic note here. But this is a SMS Obavata X Unknown. Super cute, easy growing, but the last plant of the evening. She's real cute, real pretty, very dense. You can see it's growing lots of leaf nodes, and the stem is only 3 inches long. So it's one of those really great dense growers that grows a nice vine of really cute, shapely leaves. It's easy to love, and it's easy to grow. So definitely a good one. We've not seen it flower yet, so I can't say anything about the flowers, but I'm eagerly anticipating seeing them. So a great one. We haven't had all that long, but we've enjoyed it the whole time.
Yeah. Cool.
It is the same. Yeah. The Dong Ying is the distinction or delineation there.
To my understanding, when I looked into it, the distinction of DY came in accidentally based off the name Silver Lady from Danyang Garden, and that got added to a tag some time ago. That's how I understood it when I asked around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, take that for what it's worth. It might just be Hoya community gossip, but that's what I heard.
You never know.
Silver Lady DY is accidentally been relabeled from Silver Lady.
Yeah, you know how we love to gossip. That's Hoya people.
Yeah, Hoya people do like to gossip. Okay, so those were the 3 trays we brought in today. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you so much. We will be on definitely Sunday morning, probably sometime tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be afternoon or evening. Yeah. We have a lot of chores to do. We might as well do them with you guys. It makes it more fun. So we'll be on at some point here in Palm Street, probably.
Whenever we decide to get our shit together, I think.
Don't hold us to that.
Keep your ear to the ground because I don't know. It might be an afternoon. It's probably not going to be an evening thing, but it might be a late morning or early afternoon situation. We'll see.
No, you left the garage door open.
Oh, shit.
That's going to be cold.
We don't want that.
I think it just blew open right now. But
my garage is open.
Yeah, other side of the internet, it could be there too. You never know. It's a good place to be. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you need anything in the meantime, reach out to us if you have any questions. If you have any ideas of what you want us to talk about on Sunday. Oh, you can always find us here. You can let us know, and we're happy to do that. All right.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you.